Hello everyone. So we have Vignesh and Kiran S Kunjumon joining us to give a short talk about digital security with free software. So Vignesh and Kiran both work at Software Freedom Law Center, India, and they are both free software enthusiasts. And Kiran is also part of the team that's organizing DebConf 23. So welcoming both of them. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Hello. Um, my name is Vignesh. I work with Software Freedom Law Center. This is Kiran here. We both work with Software Freedom Law Center. I am a knowledge freedom enthusiast. I believe in knowledge should be free to access by anyone. So I started working with SFLC, and SFLC stands for Digital Rights in India. We have been one of the oldest digital rights movement organization which has been working around digital rights in India. Whenever there's a case of digital rights violation, we stand up, we provide awareness, and we legally tackle all of such things. So we also work with a lot of free software organizations to understand all the legal difficulties they face and any legal assistance that we can provide. So if at all any free software community has any legal assistance required, we would be very much happy to help and do our best there. As part of SFLC, we also track the internet shutdowns that has been happening in India. We also provide digital security trainings to people. We also track the free speech violations that has been happening, and we do most of these digital rights based projects in SFLC. We have such projects that are there, and we have open sourced them. We are happy to have more volunteers who can contribute to our projects and make these projects more accessible by the people. For example, one of our project is internet shutdowns, which has people have been using it to understand the internet shutdowns that has been happening in India, and we have been trying to build the tool in a way that it's more accessible and understandable by people, and it's more useful for anybody to work with. So there are such tools which we require more free software enthusiasts to contribute to. So most of you are welcome there to work on such projects. And a part of that is I and Kiran provide digital security trainings to people. Majorly, we work with journalists, college students, school students, um, uh, you know, um, anybody, not just free software enthusiasts or communities, but everybody who are on online who require such training has to be there. We try to collaborate with them and we provide them. Recently, we have been working with a lot of journalists and lawyers in Kerala, in Delhi, Pune, and we have been come through lot of digital uh, problems that they face and how we could rectify them with help of free software. So the question then starts with why do they even require digital security? Digital we are enabled digitally. We know what is the the uh, the requirement of it, the importance of it. But when we spoke to these journalists, when we spoke to these college students, when we spoke to these lawyers, the question again always came to why these technologies and security measures are required. So the point is, the take here is the data they work with is very sensitive. Let it be a journalist, let it be a lawyer, the data they work on day-to-day basis is very sensitive. And I personally see that not many people realize it and take care of their securing their data. Uh, and especially the journalists, the job is very risky. The kind of job they do, the source they connect with, the source they collect news from, these are very sensitive data, has to be handled very sensitively. that's where people mostly lack. So that's where we pitch in and we say how secure the data has to be, how secure your communication have to be, how to secure all of that. And yeah, next one. This is what they have been going through so far. Like they don't realize this on a daily basis, but this is what they have been daily going through. They go through lot of phishing links. They don't even know they actually that's something exists called phishing link. They click on random link and they end up paying, giving up their money. They go through online harassments every day. Like especially the journalists, women journalists face lot of online harassments and they have no clue how to tackle that. And life threats, people I have personally met have told me the kind of life threat they have received. People have been blackmailed, people have been threatened. So all of this exists and people don't even know that these are something that can be tackled digital by enabling their digital security measures. So that's why these free softwares should not just be something that enables people to use it, but also to securely use it and secure their own life. Next one. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. We are just giving out some examples of the software that we can use to enable like more secure on the online platform. So it's not a in-depth thing, but we are just giving some examples. Like if you want to have a secure communication online, you can use platforms like Signal and Metrics, so which can be used for encrypted communication between people. Uh, Communication between people. So I think most of the people here use these kind of communication medium. Yeah. Then for also when you are dealing with confidential data or sensitive data, you want the data to be secure between people. So you need some kind of encryption on the communication that you have. Like if you are sending some email or some data between people, so one of the tools that you can use to encrypt the files that you send between people is Cleopatra, which you can use to like encrypt your files while you are sending emails or messages. You can use the software to encrypt the your whatever files you are sending. You can encrypt using this and send it through online. Also, we recommend you using some free software or software that you trust on your that you run daily on your phone. So like most people do know that while you search or talk about something that you want to buy or something that you want, then the next moment some ads will be popping at your phones and laptops while you are searching or surfing through other apps. So we recommend using something like Debian, which is a free and open source software, so that we can know how these things work, or open like mobile devices in your Android device. You can replace your factory OS with something called Lineage OS, or you can use Pine phone. I think here, if you look at most of the Debian developer, so many of them has like Librem phones or Pine phones which run Debian. So you can use such phones, so you can have more control over the data that you have in your devices. Also, I use a email client called Thunderbird, which is also a free and open source software. So you can for sending emails, you can use some software like Thunderbird, and I think yeah. In some cases, when you go to some shopping malls or somewhere, while you buying stuffs, they will ask you for your some email IDs or if you want to try out some services online, but you don't want to give out your real email IDs so that you can be secure, you can use something called Gorilla Mail. So if you use Gorilla, that enable you to create a temporary mail to use it on websites that you want to use for like a short period of time to test something out, right? So they won't be having your email ID so that you don't get any spam or something like that, ad spam. So you can avoid using services like that. And also, like I think everybody use web browser to set things. So you can, these are some of the anti-tracking and ad blocking plugins that you can install in your browser to enable. So there is some, there will be trackers in most of the website. These trackers is what monitoring your search history and other things. So you can install uBlock origin or price badger to control so many things, but not all. But it gives some control over your data. Also, how many of people here use password managers? Yeah, majority of them here use password manager. So that's a good thing. So if you are not using a password manager, I highly recommend you use one, because if you go to some there is How I Been Pwned, or there are so many websites like that. If you go there and type in your email ID or things, you can see how many times your details been leaked. And what earlier we mentioned that we do so many digital security training, right? So in most of the training, when we ask people how often you reuse their password, how often they reuse your password, the answer will be like most of the people will be using the same password for multiple platforms. So if one of the platform get compromised, your credentials will be in the public. So those what people can get access to your other accounts also. So try using some of the password manager. These are some of the open source one that we recommend, so that you can generate password and have more secure. And we also suggest you to change your password 3 or 6 months, like regularly change your password. So if you don't remember the password, you can use this password manager to remember all your password and keep a good password hygiene.
The crowd which I have seen, the people with whom I have been interacting with, have been using same password for every other account. So password manager is something new for them. So to what the tools which so far we have shown are very day-to-day daily use softwares for us, most of us. But for the people whom I have been meeting, and we have been giving digital security trainings, for them these are something too much for them. So they have not even taken a initial step towards digital security. To they haven't understood the digital threat they already have. So to make them aware of all of this and to produce all these solutions to them, that's what we have been doing in SFLC as of now. And we choose free software for this because free software gave us the ability to audit it and understand it, and then trust if it can be used with with the confidence enough to suggest for others also. It's not just we use it, but we also suggest it for other people who work with sensitive data. That's why suggesting any other proprietary software was not handy, but free software gave us the freedom to look into the code, to understand them, and to suggest it for others. So that's why we have been always so far stick towards free software, and we have been promoting free software for any and every use in our organization as well as outside. So far, this is what we have been doing in SFLC with regards to digital security trainings. This is not all what I have shown. We have been curating the content according to the audience. If it is journalists, different set of tools. If it is students, it's different set of tools. but that's how, that's all, to give a grasp of what we have been doing. We would be love to have your suggestion also if you think we can do anything to improve the digital security trainings to others. With regards to free software, we would love to hear such suggestions. If any questions, we would also love to take that. But yeah, India moving towards digital, being a digital country, I think we are also taking a step towards making a secure digital country in that same path. So as of now, we conclude here, but if there are any questions, suggestions, we would love to take. Yes, please.
So I have one suggestion.
Yeah.
Instead of having a password manager and keeping random passwords, okay. So you see LastPass, most of the people use, and it was compromised badly.
Yes.
Okay. So we can have an approach to use MFA. So MFA must be made compulsory. Either you download authenticator or use SMS OTP. So I will give you one example of a mail server. Okay. Data Exchange. It is led by Ajay Data. He is the CEO in Jaipur. Okay. So their mail engine is compulsory using only OTP to log in. They don't use password in the mail engine. So never it can be compromised. Means
Sure.
my approach is like you search an app TOTP. So it is an open source authenticator. We have Google, Microsoft Authenticator, multiple authenticators. So MFA must be made compulsory instead of having this approach.
Yeah.
So,
So,
it will either fingerprint on MFA, tap notification. There are multiple things. Like at the airport in India, DG Yatra has came. So DG Yatra never uses a password. It is totally OTP based concept. That's why. Just as a suggestion. From my
Understood.
end.
Yeah, that's a valid suggestion. I mean,
It will actually remove the possibility of compromisation because OTP cannot be compromised. It
So
is
we-
actually a time limit foundation, 30 seconds. So that gets expired.
Understood. So we have been suggesting two-factor authentications wherever possible. We have been training, though we don't endorse using Facebook or any other such platforms, proprietary platforms. But to the people, common layman people, we had to make them secure in those platforms too. So we have been teaching them how to make two-factor authentication in every possible way possible. But yeah, I'll take that. Mhm. Understood. Sorry.
Kiran, you were always harping on open source, and Vignesh was also saying, for most of the time, open source. Open source cannot defend your freedoms. It is a very weak license model. Without defending your freedom, without defending your work, without defending the freedom of the end user, nothing can be achieved. Only the free software license GNU GPL can defend and protect your freedoms. Very important. Very, very, very important point. The SFLC founder, Dr. Eben Moglen, he helped in drafting the GNU GPL. Only the GNU GPL can protect user freedoms.
Understood.
So you should be addressing, instead of open source, you say free software or GNU software. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the suggestion.
So that's exactly why our title of the talk was on digital security with free software, and SFLC, as well as I personally also, we are committed towards free software more than open source. We are committed to free software, and as per GPL, we have been sticking towards GPL license as much as possible. Wherever there's a possibility to use a GPL license software, we have been using it. Only when there's no option, we go for MIT or MPL or any other license, but we have been sticking towards GPL as much as possible. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, we were talking about the password managers and like OTP methods. The issue with LastPass was like people were trusting it to keep their password. That's why it got like breached, and there was an issue. But with these kind of password managers that you keep in your system, the thing is different how it works. And also there is a misconception that like SMS-based OTP is like a secure way of keeping things, but it is not. Like that is one of the most vulnerable things in the in this MFA thing now. And there are lot of cases where this is being actively used to attack, and like people getting SIM cards for others, and like we see a lot of bank accounts being compromised with these kind of things. So please keep in mind that like using SMS-based OTP thing is not like as secure as like other methods. And maybe you can add something more.
Yeah, like he said, MFA, like having multiple is always better. Like OTP with password will make it more secure. Not just the single OTP is not that secure. So, or you can use devices like there is in your app you can install two-factor authentication application. So you can also use that and configure that in your website that you are using. That will be also more secure than the SMS-based OTP.
Okay. I think that's it. I'll just conclude by saying we at SFLC have been working towards digital rights fields. We even challenged the recent ban on Braille and Element application. So any such free software related or digital rights related work we work on. So we would be happy to have if you help you out with any such works. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so in the digital era we live in, digital security is one of the most important things to be aware of. So thank you, Kiran and Vignesh, for this insightful session.